Sawasdee krab. Thank you for joining us for the midday edition of NBT World Brief, right here on NBT and NBT World. You're with me, Nat Nakavisut. His Majesty King Maha Vajiralongkorn and Her Majesty Queen Suthida Pachara Sutha Pimonlak has begun an official visit to Laos People's Democratic Republic, with the King personally piloting the aircraft and the Queen serving as co-pilot. Yesterday at 4:41 p.m., Their Majesties arrived at Wat Thai International Airport in Vientiane, marking the start of their official visit to Laos from March 16th to 18th. During the journey, His Majesty the King personally piloted the aircraft as the first pilot, while Her Majesty served as co-pilot. The visit is made at the invitation of Lao President Thongloun Sisoulith. Upon arrival, Their Majesties were welcomed by Lao Deputy Prime Minister Salermsai Gomasit and senior Lao officials, along with Thai Ambassador to Vientiane, Krongkanit Rakcharan. Their Majesties then traveled to Crown Plaza Hotel, which had been arranged by the Lao government as their residence during the visit. The royal visit commemorates the 75th anniversary of diplomatic relations between Thailand and Laos and aims to strengthen long-standing ties and cooperation between the two neighboring countries. An official welcoming ceremony will take place on March 17th at the Presidential Palace, known as Ho Kam Presidential Palace in Vientiane. Following the election of the House Speaker and Deputy Speakers, the House of Representatives will convene on March 19th to vote for the next Prime Minister. Secretary General of the House of Representatives, Sirod Paetpan, has issued an urgent notice confirming that the House will convene on Thursday, March 19th at 10 a.m. The meeting will take place during the first regular session of the 27th House of Representatives. The agenda begins with the formal acknowledgements of the Royal Command, appointing the Speaker and Deputy Speakers of the House. Lawmakers will then proceed to the urgent agenda, voting to approve the candidate to become Thailand's next Prime Minister under Section 159 of the Constitution. The process begins with nominations from the list of prime ministerial candidates submitted by political parties before the election. Members of Parliament will then vote in an open roll call vote. A candidate must receive more than half of the total number of MPs to be elected Prime Minister. If the House has its full 500 members, at least 251 votes are required. Once a candidate is approved, the Speaker of the House will submit the name for royal endorsement. After receiving royal appointment, the new Prime Minister will propose a cabinet list for royal approval. The new cabinet must take the oath of office before assuming duties, and the government must present its policy statement to Parliament within 15 days. Thailand's Foreign Minister Sihasak Phuongketkeaw is attending the Global Fraud Summit in Vienna, aimed at strengthening international cooperation to combat fraud and online scams. From March 16th to 17th, Foreign Minister Sihasak Phuongketkeaw is visiting Vienna, Austria, to attend the Global Fraud Summit at Vienna International Center. The summit is co-organized by the United Nations Office on Drugs and Crime and International Criminal Police Organization. Senior officials from several Thai agencies are also attending, including representatives from the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, the Ministry of Digital Economy and Society, the Anti-Money Laundering Office, the Royal Thai Police, and the Office of the Attorney General. During the summit, the Foreign Minister will reaffirm Thailand's commitment to tackling fraud and strengthening international cooperation against online scams. The Minister will deliver opening remarks at the plenary session on scam centers and their growing cross-border impact, take part in endorsing 2 outcome documents on global anti-fraud cooperation, and present Thailand's national pledge to combat fraud. Foreign Minister Sihasak will also speak at the UNODC side event, focusing on the evolution of scam centers and cybercrime in Southeast Asia. On the sidelines, the minister will meet with the counterparts from Austria, the United Kingdom and Singapore to discuss cooperation in combating fraud and online scams. The government is stepping in to keep diesel prices below 30 baht per litre as rising global oil prices and supply concerns begin to affect consumers, drivers and delivery riders. Thailand's oil fuel fund is now running a deficit of about 12 billion baht. However, the government will continue measures to prevent higher fuel prices from affecting the public. Energy Minister Attapon Rerkpaiboon and Permanent Secretary for Energy Prasert Sinsuk Prasert held an urgent meeting with oil traders and refinery representatives to address delays in fuel distribution. Officials agreed on measures to speed up deliveries to gas stations, including deploying more tanker trucks and increasing the frequency of fuel distribution from storage depots. Meanwhile, the Oil Fuel Fund Committee has increased subsidies for diesel and gasohol to help stabilize domestic fuel prices. The diesel subsidy has been raised to 20.36 baht per litre, the highest level on record, up from 18.31 baht, to keep the retail diesel price at about 29.94 baht per litre. The move is aimed at keeping diesel prices below 30 baht per litre, helping to limit the impact on transportation costs and household expenses. Transport operators say freight charges will remain unchanged as long as diesel stays below that level. However, some motorcycle delivery riders say they are already feeling the pressure, reporting long queues at gas stations and temporary service suspensions at some pumps. Many are also watching the situation in the Middle East closely, fearing that prolonged tensions could push fuel prices even higher.
เติมยากมากพี่ครับพอดีมันจะมีอยู่ตรงที่รถไม่เยอะถึงมันจะหาเติมได้ตอนนี้บางทีเราก็รีบเนี่ยรถมันต่อคิวกันเยอะแล้วทีนี้ก็ครับบางปั๊มก็ไม่มี95นะมีแต่91ทีนี้เราปรับตัวยังไงถ้าเกิดน้ำมัน90วันมันเริ่มแบบสต็อกมันหมดอย่างเงี้ยเราต้องปรับตัวยังไงก็ทำไงได้พี่ต้องเติมไปที่มันมีอยู่หรือถ้ารถรับไม่ได้ก็ต้องไปทำรถอีกใช่มันจะมี E98 E97 ครับใช่ครับ
Authorities across several provinces in Thailand are closely monitoring the fuel situation after motorists rushed to gas stations to fill up their tanks, causing temporary shortages in some areas. Officials say overall fuel supplies remain sufficient and deliveries are continuing. In Samut Sakhon province, Deputy Governor Khet Rat Chansin chaired a meeting with local agencies to closely monitor the energy situation and its potential impact. Officials were instructed to communicate clearly with fuel station operators and residents to reduce panic buying and prevent hoarding. In Nakhon Ratchasima province, Deputy Governor Manat Suwarnarin inspected gas stations across several districts. Some stations reported delays in fuel deliveries, while higher demand caused certain fuel types to run out faster than usual. Meanwhile, in Phuket, Deputy Governor Thirapong Choichu said fuel supplies remain sufficient, although public concern has led to increased demand. In Yala province, long queues formed at gas stations as motorists rush refuel amid fears of possible price increases. Some drivers in Betong district have also crossed into Malaysia to refuel, where diesel prices are cheaper, although Malaysian authorities have limited fuel purchases by foreign vehicles. And that wraps up our midday edition of NBT World Brief. Stay updated with latest developments right here on NBT and NBT World. For more stories, simply scan the QR code on your screen to access our full coverage across all media platforms. Until next time, สวัสดีครับ